Welcome to the BitBoy Show. Today we're going to be looking at news from around the internet. Hope everyone is doing well today. Reminder, we have our Phemex trading competition going on right now. You can win an iPhone 16 Pro Max as well as other prizes. See here, second place gets $2,000. This is based on volume. You don't even have to be a winning trader, so you can lose and still do well in the contest. So make sure you guys go hit that up. I've got a link in the description for that. You guys can go there. Guys, Bitcoin is struggling right now, to say the least. This is a 30-minute chart. It's going straight down. It's been a falling knife here ever since it broke down under, or ever since it hit about 18,000. It's been nothing but down here in the last, couple of days. Go look at the daily chart. Daily chart's wild. We've got a lot of room to bounce if you look at the moving averages, but right now we are at the point of control, which is this white line right here. And then you got your value area high over here of 119,000 and low of 112,000. It's hard to say really what Bitcoin's going to do and right now. There have been, I just be really honest with you guys. Really honest. We got some important news we're going to look at today, but there's not a lot going on in the crypto world right now. Other than these few stories we have, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 stories or so. And we'll go here to CoinGecko and get started. Market coming in 4.128 trillion. The overall market is down 2.3%. 143 billion. It's okay. Bitcoin dominance, 55.9%. ETH dominance, 13.1%. Looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin's coming in at $115,781. Ethereum at 464. But let's look at the last 24 hours for both. Down 1.4% for Bitcoin and down 2.8% for Ethereum. So Ethereum losing a little bit of the ground it's picked up against Bitcoin right there. XRP up 5.6% for the month, but down 3.8% today. BNB back down. Did it hit $1,000? I wonder. Let's see if it hit $1,000. 955. Let's see. Let's go here. A little bit of a price action. $991. $991 is what it hit. So waiting on BNB to hit $1,000. And if you don't know, if you are not old enough in the crypto world to know about how BNB started, they gave BNB used to be worth like a couple bucks. So now it's worth $1,000. And if you were on Binance at the time, you got a free set of BNB for trading on Binance and whatnot. And that right now is worth so much money. It's unbelievable. And then it dropped down to $5 or so, came all the way back. So BNB setting new all-time highs. I mean, that is definitely some interesting news for us. Solana down 4.4% for the day, 32.7% for the week, or excuse me, for the month, up 32.7%. So we're going to look at some stories today that are going to ask the question, are we falling too hard too fast? Are we still in a bear market, or excuse me, a bull market? Or are we going to get the standard bear market? One guy thinks we might, and I believe that we're not, but we could. So I guess really we think the same thing. Near protocol up 5.9%. Story, which is IP, we looked at yesterday, 3.4%. World Liberty Financial, 2.9%. And then AVAX and Immutable X with 2% up each. See how this fast token chart is doing. That fast token chart's the weirdest I've ever seen. Let's see here. Such a strange chart. It only goes up apparently. Only goes up. What did it get up to? It got up to $5 almost, 450, 460. Came all the way down. Now it's at 448. That token just seems to just grind up in a stair-step pattern, which if this coin wasn't so high on CoinGecko, like I would think this is a scam chart. This looks like a scam chart to me. That does not look like there's any volatility to the downside, really. I mean, what's the biggest drop they've ever had from 257 to 229, 228. Really strange, really strange, really strange. All right, let's go back. I tell you, one that I would be looking at right now is MyX. It's down for the last week, 29.4%. If you want to add this to your portfolio, might be a good time to do it. Down 30%, down 24.4%, almost 25% in the last 24 hours, 3.4% in the last hour. So maybe wait until the falling knife goes away. But I think that, that's definitely a coin that reminds me a lot of Hyperliquid. So, all right, here we go, guys. Let's get started with the news. Let me go welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Oh no. That was real stupid. Sorry about that. BTC never will go below 50K again. I think that's true. Oh man, I'm so sorry, guys. Probably we won't see a bear market. Just sold BNB for Hex. I don't think that's a smart idea. I mean, Hex seems to be dead pretty much in my opinion, doesn't it? I mean, you guys are still in that ecosystem. Pulse chain looks terrible. Hex has not done well. Which coin is like hype? Is it Aster? No, MyX. I'll go back. Sorry, guys. Here's the chart. Here's MyX. See, up 1,000% for the 30 days for the month, but down 29.3% in the last 7 days, down 23.1% last 24 hours, 3% in the last hour. This one came out of nowhere, went all the way basically to $20. Now it's down considerably. So, like I said, that it reminds me of Hyperliquid. It is also an exchange. So then you got Pump.fun is up the third most. So look at Pump.fun. Is Pump.fun ruining crypto? Like that seems to be a legitimate question. A lot of the money that should have been going into alts just went into the meme coins over there, and basically snipers and bots over there just constantly are taken from people left and right, and people are over there having fun losing all their money. I guess they're getting robbed. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so let's get over to the news here. Here it is. Bitcoin could cop a 70% drawdown next bear market, crypto analyst. Into the Cryptoverse founder Benjamin Cowan says such a steep drawdown isn't guaranteed, but history would at least caution us. Crypto investors sidelined from Bitcoin this year may still get another chance to accumulate, with crypto analysts predicting Bitcoin could fall as far as 70% in the next bear market. Let's figure out what that would put us at real quick. Okay, let's see. Let's do it from the all-time high. %70 would be $87,000 from the all-time high right now. And that's 70% drawdown. That puts at $86,000, which I don't think that's out of the question, to be honest with you, if we do get the regular crypto winter that some people expect. But I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people that do not think we're going to get one. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Crypto analysts are split on where Bitcoin is headed next. Some say a bear market is far away. I would say and this is what Benjamin Cowan said, I would say maybe a 70% drawdown from whatever the all-time high ends up. Noting the previous bear cycles were 94%, 87%, and 77%. Does it have to happen? No, but history would at least caution us to at least believe that it might. Certainly. I no longer believe we're going to, but I mean this right here says that he thinks we're going to $250,000, or Arthur Hayes, at BitMEX said that. He said projecting prices to go as high as $2,500. Why can I not talk? $250,000 by the end of this year. A 70% drop would bring it down to $7,500. Wow. Calvin said, if we start screaming higher in Q4 for me, it'll be just simple. Like, all right, this time's not different. I'll just take profits back to stables. He added he may wait until 2026, till mid-2026 to re-enter. Bitcoin was trading at 117,000. Right now it's trading at $115,800. I got kind of burnt, was getting burnt on a trade, and it's going back the other way. So that's good news, at least for me. Obviously investors are hopeful we're going to coil up. I guess, really it seems like the general consensus is we have a lot more to go this year and next year, maybe. Most analysts believe that I've seen that we're not in a bear market already. We could be in one already, but I don't think so. I think we still have a lot going on during the next quarter. But as things start to happen, right? Like we already have one XRP spot ETF. It's not a major company, so it's whatever. We already have one that launched yesterday. Dogecoin launched its, there was another ETF, a Dogecoin ETF launch also yesterday. And neither one of those seem to really add to the market. We'll take a look at that a little bit later, I think. We'll read some of that. But the thing is none of that's really seeming to have a big pull on the market. So let's see. Cowen expects Ether to struggle against Bitcoin for a few more weeks, but said it ultimately will outperform heading into the end of the cycle. Until the end of the cycle, Ethereum will likely outperform from now until the end. Right? From now until the end. So he's saying over the next few weeks, but then says right now. So I'm confused on that. He expects weakness through the month of October for ETH. So that doesn't seem to make sense, right? He's saying Ethereum will outperform it until the end, but he's saying that until the end of October is going to be bearish next to Bitcoin, compared to Bitcoin. Some Bitcoiners say Bitcoin's price will still follow its typical 4-year cycle. Typical, not 24-year. Typical 4-year cycle, while others are unsure. Let's see. Bitwise Chief Investment Officer Matt Hogan said, I bet 2026 is an up year. I broadly think we're in for a few good years. And that's kind of how I feel, to be honest with you. Canary Capital CEO said he thinks there's a larger than 50% chance Bitcoin goes to the 140K to 150K range this year before we see another bear market. And those are numbers I would be looking for too. But this is the key statement here. This is, to me, what matters. What matters is I'm okay with the price going down. A lot of people are okay with the price going down. We don't want to see another crypto winter. The ICO craze caused crypto winter in 2018. And then in the last cycle, we had the contagion that really, put everything at the bottom. Like if you think about it, the very bottom of the market was right around when FTX, went south. So hopefully we're not going to see that stuff. And Michael Saylor says we're not. He says winter is not coming back. That yes, we may have a bear market where things are kind of bearish for a while. First of all, I don't think that's till next year, probably about the middle of the year. But crypto winter is not coming back. There's too much institutional adoption for it to come back. So what do you guys think about that? Oh, thank you for the comment. It says I'm one of the most entertaining guys on crypto. How about that? Nothing. I don't know anything about that. Black Dog? What's Black Dog? BitBoy's OG for sure. Thought it all through it all. It's because of him. 5 years ago, I went all in crypto. Best decision of my life. Well, that's good news to hear. When did he say winter starts? Nobody said winter is starting. Everybody in that article is pretty much on the same page, which is where I'm at, which is in the past, we've always had the price going down big time. We've had major drawdowns. There's no Chinese FUD this year. There's no contagion right now. Everything looks fine. And, kind of what I really took from this article, mainly was the fact that all these people, even some of the more conservative people, believe that we still have a long ways to go this year, which is interesting. It's already September the 19th, right? So, I I don't know. So here we got that story talking about possible bear market stuff. Now we're looking at 72% of the supply is now illiquid. What is that? That means that it's long-term holders who have not moved it at all. Bitcoin's a liquid supply. The coins held long-term by holders with little history of spending has hit its highest level in history. The illiquid supply is 14.3 million BTC. And do they have the number of coins on here? Maybe we got to go to CoinMarketCap for that. It should be about 20.1 million, I think. Let's see if they have the old. They don't have the. Oh, there it is. 19.9. I'm sorry, 19.92 million Bitcoin. That means that out of the 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be produced, right now, like 60%, about 60%, 50%, 40 to 60% of that has not moved in a long time and are from long-term holders. So now it's important to note that the numbers there are interesting because there's up to 4 million Bitcoin that people believe is lost. They'll never be seen again. Scammers took it. Maybe they died or whatever. That's another thing. People who die with a lot of Bitcoin without a way to pass it off. And then, just the people that were mining very early on, they thought Bitcoin wasn't worth a lot and it wasn't going to be worth a lot. So they were constantly losing it and they couldn't find it. They didn't care. Kind of like you guys have heard the story. Everybody knows the story of the guy who paid to have a landfill cleared so he could look for his computer. Yeah, his computer, the Bitcoin, the hard drive of it. So all BTC that will be mined are already bought up. No, that's actually not. That's not true. That's not true. There's still 1 million Bitcoin to be mined, so keep that in mind. I reckon there's going to be 15 million maximum at the most. Yeah, that may be true. Yeah, you're right. You are correct. Actually, I understand what you're saying. There's going to be 15 million maximum, but all it takes for that to change are those long-term holders to sell. So some I'm sure sold at 100,000. But I'm not sure about the rest, obviously. The number of Bitcoin held by entities for over 7 years without selling has risen by more than 422,000 coins since January 1st. With Bitcoin's current circulating supply at about 19.92 million, this means 72% of all mined Bitcoin is now classified as liquid. There was the number we were looking for. It was 40 to 60%. It was 72%. That's my bad. So, okay. See what Bitcoin's doing right now? It's at almost 115.8 right now. Okay. Let's see. The company found total portion of Bitcoin supply held by long-term holders has increased quarter over quarter since 2016. The supply held by publicly traded companies with at least 1,000 Bitcoin has experienced a quarter over quarter increase since 2020. So that's pretty interesting. Now, if you think about it, it's very obvious why this number keeps adding. Like every day, you're adding one more day that counts into the amount of time that you've held Bitcoin. Like think of it like this. Today, if I was in Bitcoin for 6 years, 364 days, right? I would not be counted in that. However, tomorrow, if I didn't sell my Bitcoin today, I would be counted in that. So quarter over quarter increase should make sense because crypto has been getting popular since 2016, really 2017 the most. But now Bitcoin whales is over 300% of new supply. So this is big news. Why is this big news? Well, this means that for every 1 Bitcoin we're bringing into the supply, they're grabbing 300% of new supply. So if let's say they're trying to add 50,000 Bitcoin that just got mined, a total of 150,000 Bitcoin is being bought at that time. Whoa, Liz. What did she do to her? I think she almost fell. Poor Lizzie. Can y'all see poor Lizzie back there? I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure. Oh yeah, you can see her. There she is down the right-hand corner. Beautiful lizard. Her name is Lysandra. Okay. All right. Let's go back. Always make sure I go back to sharing the screen. So that was a pretty good story. 3 things to know is Grayscale stakes 40,000 ETH beyond the SEC's next move. This is an interesting article. Grayscale becomes the first U.S. Ethereum ETF issuer to stake 40,000 ETH. So here's basically what's going on. Grayscale is pushing the boundaries here. Grayscale has decided that this is going to get approved, and so they're preparing for this to happen. The ruling is in October or November, but with ETH staking, it takes a while. What is it, 48 days or something like that? I think it's in here somewhere. 45 days, 45-day unstaking queue. So that says that in the next 6 weeks, they're expecting to be able to stake their ETH. So even though that there's a ruling coming out and they're waiting on that ruling. So this is a historic step for Grayscale as it becomes the first U.S. Ethereum ETF issuer to stake its holdings, the very first one. So that is really, really bullish. The move has sparked speculation across the industry, with analysts suggesting that Grayscale may be preparing for a potential shift in the SEC's stance on staking and how it classifies such activities. Earlier this year, the SEC delayed its decision on whether Grayscale funds could incorporate Ethereum staking, despite filing proposals to enable staking. Grayscale has yet to secure SEC approval. They're moving right now. They must know that this is getting approved. So the latest move suggests that Grayscale may be positioning ahead of an eventual ruling, especially given that no spot ETFs currently offer staking options for Ethereum. Here are 3 things to note. SEC liquid staking guidance eases regulatory uncertainty. This is a huge story, guys. Lido Finance and Rocket Pool and any of those that are liquid staking, these are okay now. They don't have to worry about any regulatory issues from the SEC. What is liquid staking? You may be wondering that. Liquid staking is basically where there is a service that allows you to go and stake less than 3,200 ETH. Is it 3,200 ETH you have to own, I think, right? No, it's 32. Is that right? I think it's 32 ETH. How much ETH do you need to stake? Yeah, 32 Ethereum. I don't know why it's that crazy number. 32. So basically, what that means is that I lost my train of thought when I couldn't find what I was looking for. Let's just move on. Ethereum 45 unstaking queue, security versus user experience. And then number 3, what this means for US ETF staking activities and SEC's moves. Grayscale staking of 40,000 ETH comes at a time when the SEC is showing signs of easing regulatory hurdles for staking and crypto ETPs. So we're starting to see a lot of movement here. This guy says, SEC approval of crypto ETF rule, blah, 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 blah. Speaking of Grayscale, they should be applauded for the groundwork. They fought for the industry. Of course, when they tried to sue the SEC, basically. Let's see. Jason Gottlieb says SEC softer language on liquid staking may have more implications for general staking activities. Oh, I remember what I was doing. Explain what liquid staking is. You have to have 32 ETH to stake, right? But 32 ETH right now is how much? Let's just say it $4,000. 4 times 32 would be 128. $128,000, or is it more than that? Anyways, it's a lot of money to stake 32 ETH right now. So what you do if you don't have 32 ETH is you can go to like Coinbase. I'm pretty sure they offer it. Some other places. Lido Finance does it as well, and you can stake your actual Ethereum, and you can not only, like on Coinbase, you can earn staking rewards. You're only getting, I think, 75% though if you go with Coinbase. So what you can do is take this Ethereum and make it liquid through make it liquid through Lido Finance. We'll just use that for an example. So you go and you take your ETH and you stake it there, and you can actually get your ETH back to go play with and try to make more money while it's being staked. That's what so many people love about the liquid staking. So, but we want actual staking as well. And some people were attacking this, saying that this is not good. They have a staking queue. Okay, this here is the queue of people waiting to stake their ETH, I guess, or to unstake. Excuse me, to unstake. The deal with unstaking is there's a 45-day window. The waiting period jumped from 10 days to over 45 days, sparking outcry from stakers. And Vitalik Buterin basically said the friction is a security feature, not a bug. I really like what he said here. I think this will put it into perspective. He said when you go to unstake, there's a period of time you have to wait. He said it's more like a soldier deciding to quit the army. Staking is about taking on a solemn duty to defend the chain. Friction and quitting is part of the deal. An army cannot hold together if any percent of it suddenly can leave at any time. That's not to say the current staking queue design is optimal. Rather, that if you reduce the constraints naively, then that makes the chain much less trustworthy from the POV of any node that does not go online very frequently. So he's basically saying that it's kind of like the reason why you have to wait so many days is it would make the chain unstable. If all of a sudden, like let's just say tomorrow, like all of the ETH nodes went offline or something like that, like that, first of all, would never happen. But if there could be a mass exodus at some point. Like think about during the contagion, every story we got, I'm sure there were some stakers that were pulling their Ethereum off, but it's not immediate. You can't get it immediately. It's got to be 10 to 45 days. And when you think about it, the US dollar version of the US dollar equivalent of how much ETH you're holding, that's really what people are upset about. Because if you want to unstake, it takes 45 days. You can't control the price action during that 45 days. So SEC pays way for speedier crypto ETF listings. So we talked about this yesterday. The Rex Osprey XRP ETF, it's already live. There is a spot ETF for Ripple and XRP, not for Ripple, just for XRP, starting yesterday. Dogecoin also had its ETF launch yesterday. We talked about that also. This approval helps to maximize investor choice and foster innovation by streamlining the listing process and reducing barriers to access digital asset products within America's trusted capital markets. So what are we doing here when we've got these ETFs launching and there doesn't seem to be much action? Doge, the 8th largest crypto market cap, jumped more than 6% in the last 24 hours since Bitcoin dumped. Obviously that's not true anymore. Up 172% in the past year. Meanwhile, XRP, Ripple's native token and the 3rd largest crypto by market cap, is up 3.5% in the past 24 hours and 434% in the past year. So let's see if it talked about where. Did not. So there you go. We now have an XRP ETF. We now have Grayscale unstaking or preparing to stake, excuse me. And now we've got XRP and Dogecoin ETFs. How about that? You can't show the real dog anymore. The real dog died. It's very sad, guys. Speaking of very sad, Litecoin.
Oh.
These are the type of things that the Litecoin community gets excited about. It's hard for me to believe there really is a Litecoin community anymore. It's hard to believe, but they like to spend it. They like to spend their Litecoin. So Litecoin's consistent year-over-year growth keeps it among the global top 3 payment methods. Litecoin has remained one of the most surprising story of the day. Litecoin has remained one of the most used cryptocurrencies for payments, according to a 7-year report published by CoinGate. The report places Litecoin among the global top 3 payment methods on the platform, along with Bitcoin and Tether. That means not Ethereum. People are staking their Ethereum. Following a breakout year in 2021, when processed Litecoin orders increased by 521%, compared to 2020, obviously that was the bull run, usage has remained strong. In 2024, Litecoin payments increased 52.7%, year over year, marking their 2nd best year of growth. So how about that? Both years that Bitcoin goes up, it gets a lot of growth. So 521% growth in 2021, 13.9% payment share, top 3 in payment method, average cart size, 44.5 euros. So there you go. And 23.8% in the U.S. is the top country. I'm a little confused on why that gives us this in euros, and then this on this side is from America. It's odd. How many people are out there in America with a bunch of euros? I guess you can now in the world of crypto. I guess there are ways to do that. Let's see. Top industries that absorb the most Litecoin orders: web hosting, proxies, gaming, consumer goods, VPN services, computers, IT services, and others, 10.2%. The number one is for web hosting. Wow, that sure is strange. Let's see. In short, Litecoin has carved out a sweet spot as a currency of choice for customers paying for recurring digital services, making it particularly relevant to merchants in hosting, proxies, and gaming. Huh. I'm still confused. Why web hosting? Why is web hosting number one? Just because it's a digital product? That's what it says here. For businesses, this purchasing behavior is notable. Litecoin attracts repeat customers with regular spending patterns.
But you should mention, if you're going to go into Litecoin, MEI Pharma Inc. rebranded as Strategy and bought a bunch of Litecoin. There's a bunch of companies following just like Michael Saylor.
Yeah, there is a group that's now doing what we've seen on Bitcoin, Ethereum. They're doing it with Litecoin, creating treasury with Litecoin. Guys, I can't. Litz? Litz. 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 Okay. Merchant settlements. Yeah. Why is Europe 73.5%? This is really interesting. CoinGate must be a European company. Let's see if we can find out. CoinGate. It's in Lithuania. So, well, I guess maybe this makes more sense, but I'm confused on why America is the number one country. I guess just because our size compared to a lot of European countries is larger, so there's more people here. But how many people live in Europe? About twice as big as America. 744 million to 745 million people live in Europe. And let's see, what is the Europe size versus US? Wow, this is crazy. It is slightly larger than America, but it has twice the amount of people.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
Wow, maybe you guys know all this stuff about Europe, and I don't, but that was really interesting to me. Pump.fun clinches $1 billion a day in daily trading volume as meme coins raise to an $80 billion market cap. You've stolen all the money from the bull run and you've taken it to Pump.fun. Let's see, Pump.fun riding the wave of a bull market to post impressive metrics over the last day. Insights from the crypto price aggregator revealed that Pump has racked up $1 billion in trading volume in 24 hours, underscoring significant investors' interest in the project. Buoyed by the surge in daily trading volume, it's up nearly 10% over the last day to trade at almost a cent, I guess that is. Despite near double-digit percentage reached on a daily price chart, Pump's price performance over the 7-day chart is most impressive. Look, here's the deal here.
Do you know why it's doing that?
Why?
So Pump.fun makes millions of dollars in revenue daily.
Yeah.
And they're using all of that for buybacks on the coin.
Right.
So buying the token and burning it.
Yeah, they're buying the token and burning it, is the long and the short of it. But here's the thing. In my opinion, it's way too crazy over there. It really is the wild, wild west over there at Pump.fun. So they're using fees to buy back, and that's why they're keeping the price going up and the volume's going up as well. But it's like all bots and snipers over there. If you want to get on the downside, on the bottom side of the bonding curve, so you can actually make some money, it's hard to do it because the ones that are going to succeed, they send all these snipers to come in and get it. And usually it's like one person that has most of the supply. So I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think Pump.fun, it's awful. It's awful. If you've gone there, it looks like a casino. So much stuff going on the screen. All these live streams, all these memes. mean, oh man, it's just so crazy over there. How do they expect anybody besides 16-year-olds to be able to really get over here and make money? That was a joke. So anyways, they've got all these live streams and stuff. I just, I think there should be an alternative. There should be an alternative to Pump.fun, because the one they have right now is just kind of sucks. I'm not a fan of it.
You should ask about Bonk. There's like, aren't there a couple other?
Yeah.
I think they're kind of the same thing though.
Yeah, Bonk's the same thing. Let's see. Yeah, things need to move away from this farming stuff with these leeches ruining tokens. So, all right, let me look back, see if there's any comments I want to address. I think there are any super chats today. Not that I desperately need super chats, but I like to hit them if they come in. So, you guys have any questions? You did some streams in there today? How was it? Yeah, before people made money from holding and the price mooning. I agree with that 100%. Right now, it definitely seems like that's not what's happening. Quant, yeah, QNT. I don't think QNT is going to make it, guys. Thoughts on Solana? I mean, look, the Solana ecosystem is good. Solana's got a very strong base. It's got a lot of good projects on there, and I think Solana is a great investment. I think it's going to continue to go up. Thoughts on World Mobile Token? I don't like that's still a thing. Let's see where it is. See where it's at. Number 371. Yeah, I don't think this one's going to do that well, guys. It was launched back in 2021. You can see it's been nothing but downhill. They had one surge in December, and now it's all the way back down. I don't think World Mobile Token is where it's at, guys. I would say for the most part, like just stick to things that are in the top 50, and you'll be really good. Doesn't mean everything in the top 50 is good. You do have Litecoin up there. Where is Litecoin? It's number 26. Yesterday we looked at HBAR. HBAR is doing a little better than I thought it would do. Stellar, there's no reason to invest in it if you're invested in XRP. They do the same thing pretty much, and Ripple does it better. Let's see. Leo token is exchange token. CRO, Toncoin. Toncoin was in the top 10, and it's fallen all the way down to number 30. It's one that I think we might see some movement on here soon. We call it the cyclical pumps. You know, every altcoin gets its time to pump during the bull market. And for some, it just never really goes up that much. So how many coins, man, I tell you, how many coins are staking coins in the top 100? Or not staking coins or stable coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what that is. Let's look. I thought that was a stable coin. I think it's some kind of stable coin. Pretty sure. Let's see. Figure.com. It's Figure HELOC. Yeah, I think this. I don't know if that's supposed to be $1, but it seems like it's pegged to something. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, let's see, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, wow. That's in top 100 now. 20, 21, 22, almost done. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30 in the top 100. 30 in the top 100 are staking coins or stable coins. So to me, that's just really interesting. 30. So you got 70 projects really here. 69 if you don't count Bitcoin. So fifth highest ranked and most active users. You're talking about Litecoin? Yeah, I hope you guys like my new style of thumbnails. It's really easy to make these. That's why I like them. Can I cover stellar lumens also originating from Ripple? Well, we just looked at it just a second ago, briefly mentioned it. Yeah, it was started by Jed McCaleb, who left Ripple. So, all right, guys. Well, that's all we got for today. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. That's all I got. Be blessed. Be well.